So we came back from our 9-day trip yesterday, and we're pleased to find out that our green onions and shiso are continuing to grow. And so we had enough of those herbs for our ramen last night. It was very delicious. And now that it's daylight, we're going to take a little closer look at what we got going on here, especially with the worms. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the worms are doing inside our worm bin. One of the discoveries from last night was that we get slugs here. I don't know, but possibly every night, so we're going to have to try to figure out how to reduce those. So I'm taking a look at my little garden. The soil seems moist. There's some leakage down into my little pans here, so that's good. If anything, maybe a little too much. You can see a lot of water in the back pan there. One of the problems right now is that this timer goes off every 24 hours from when you set it. And in the process of testing, I've set it at various times. I'm not 100% sure what time of day it's going to go off, but it does seem like it's going off every day and watering the plants, since there is water in the pan and my plants have not died. One thing I discovered that I was surprised about is that if you look inside the bucket, the water level is around about an inch below the hole. I believe that means it's only gone down about an inch since I left 9 days ago. That's actually a good sign, because it means that it's not using very much water to water the plants. And in fact, I could possibly leave for much longer and continue to keep my plants alive. One fun observation is you can see that little tiny sphere there. I believe that is a worm egg, and in fact that if it is fertilized and matures, then possibly a few worms would hatch out of that. So it's good to see that the worms that I've placed in inside each of these pots, though just a few, they do appear to be doing some work underneath the soil. So now it's time for the moment I've been really looking forward to all week. We're going to take a look at my ranch, my little worm ranch. So we're going to remove these bricks, which I had placed here in the goals of keeping any, predators of any kind or pests out of my composting. Don't know if that was necessary. But the burlap has been strung through with this wire, so I'm going to pull that out now. Okay, so I have successfully removed the aluminum wire that was holding the burlap down, and we're now going to open this up and probably see a ton of fruit flies, unfortunately. Let's see what we got here. So indeed, there are a ton of fruit flies, so I need to work on that. The burlap comes off. See what we got going on in here. That's a lot of corn husks. Alright. Seeing mold, so I think I need to cover this in a better way to prevent. Look, I have a bean sprout coming up through there. A bunch of bean sprouts growing up in there. Alright, we're just going to see what's going on underneath. So we pull this out. And indeed, there are some worms here. Alright. Some worms in there, and we're gonna take a look. We got some bean sprouts. I don't know what to think of that. Okay, we're gonna pull out our second layer here, and some more worms. Not as many as I had been hoping for, but still overall pretty good. You can see all the worm castings along the side, so they are working. Okay, here we go. Here's number 3 of 4. All right. See what we got. Still not a lot of worms visible. Let's see what we find on the bottom of our bin. Here we go. Bottom of the bin. Oh, very few worms working in the bottom of the bin. So, I don't know what to think of this. I was hoping for more visible worms, but I guess I should just be happy that they are alive. Let's see. Let's grab my handy dandy trowel here and see if we see anything. Let's disturb them a little bit. It's been a week. We've left them alone. I got a bunch of leaves and things in here, so there are some worms working their way through the junk here. Kind of stir it up. Maybe they could use a little air. This is probably good for them. I don't know, but I've heard that a little bit of air is good, so hopefully we make them happier this way. Yeah, look at them here. Getting some worms down there. So they are working hard in there. That's excellent. So here we can see we've got a whole bunch of I believe these are worm eggs. So hopefully we're gonna get a lot more worms here to work through this pile a lot faster soon. Alright, so I've gone through and kind of aerated these bins on the left here, and I put this, the grossest one that had all the mold on it, below the top, so I'm hoping that less air exposure for those peels will make them less moldy, but I don't know. And you can see here that we are getting plenty of worms. I was expecting more of a writhing mass of worms, but I guess it's only been a week, so my expectations are probably just too high. But we do see plenty of worms and some bean sprouts, and if you look close you do see many eggs in the compost, so that's exciting. So now we're going to take a look at the right side of the bin. You can see a lot of bean sprouts coming up here, little guys. So we're going to see what's going on in here. We got a bunch of corn husks over here. Okay, let's see what we got underneath. Oh, hardly anything visible here. And a little bit going on over here. Let's see what's underneath. Again, not that many. But we do see lots of little castings on the bottom. And we'll kind of aerate these guys here too and see what it looks like. Let's see. Here, let's aerate this one here and see if we find anything interesting. It's very wet. And there are worms in there. So they're working.